So a lot of people notice knee pain after standing all day. There could be stiffness halfway through a shift, aching by the end of the day, or pain when they just finally sit down in the evening. I've had it several times. Why is my knee hurting for no reason? It's actually quite common, and in many cases, it doesn't always mean something is damaged. But our minds do start to spiral, don't they? Usually it comes down to fatigue, sustained load, and reduced muscle support. So let's talk about why standing loads the knee. Standing doesn't sound like actually a difficult task. We do it all the time, but it places consistent load through the knee. Your body weight passes through the joint all day, and your muscles like your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes and your calves, so everything which surrounds it, they help and absorb that load. So they work in conjunction with the knee. When standing still, they're always working in the background. So they're activated, aren't they? No matter what we're doing. And over time, the muscles can fatigue, and that'll provide less support, and then that would mean more stress goes through the knee. That's when discomfort can appear. Not for everyone though. Some people don't get it, but a lot of people do. Let's talk about lack of movement as well, because standing in one position for a long time with very little knee movement is not always great either. Joints quite often prefer movement. They like to stay active. Movement helps with circulation, tissue health. It reduces the stiffness. And without it, that knee can feel quite stiff and heavy and uncomfortable, and we don't really want that. We've all been there before. Common jobs like retail, healthcare, hospitality, factory work, all those sorts of jobs can have an impact and could sort of fit into that remit. Hard surfaces will increase the force through the leg and obviously impact the knees as well. So every small shift sends pressure up through the knee, and it's really important to have the correct footwear as well, because less cushioning means more load. And over time, the load and fatigue and the hard surfaces can lead to more aching and stiffness. So we get hit from all different angles, which is not great for the knees. However, a bit of reassurance, this type of pain often reflects fatigue, load, reduced support, not actually an injury. That's why it often improves with rest. I recommend ice to reduce inflammation. I do it every day on my knees. I always say that. I'm a massive fan of it. Bit of movement to not staying still, and also better support as well. So let's talk about what else helps. Simple changes when you're standing for long periods. Changing position, shifting your weight, short walks, bending and straightening your knees. Even the small movements will help reduce the stiffness and fatigue. So just sort of like bending your knees on the spot and things like that. But also strength matters. So we spoke about the muscles. So the stronger muscles, they'll absorb better. So the load will have better absorption. So all the muscles, the quads, hamstrings, the glutes, calves, training those and getting that leg day in is really important. Again, I love leg day. It doesn't need to be a complex leg day. Everyone has different levels and different abilities, but just some form of training can help sort of stimulate their muscles. So recovery, it's important to let the knees settle after long days as well. Good sleep, normal rest, because we do need to rest at time as well. We need to space out the load, so not constantly walking. So for example, if you're on your feet all day and then you come home and then you go out again, it's that repetitive load, isn't it? And using ice when you need it. You can also use things like knee supports as well. Some people prefer that extra support. For example, adjustable knee supports, so like ones we sell, can provide compression, stability, and a bit of confidence. That's quite important. But they're best used alongside movement and strength, not on a replacement. It's really important to do that. However, you should still get help if pain persists, it worsens, you get swelling, or your knee locks or gives way. That's important to let the professionals do their job and get it properly assessed. So to conclude, knee pain from standing is actually very common. It's usually linked to fatigue, load, and reduced support, not damage. Again, if you've got any concerns, please go to your physio. But by improving your strength, your movement, your recovery, and your support, this can all make a really big difference to how your knees feel from standing.